This is the awareness of breathing exercise. I take a few moments to find a comfortable position, whether on a chair, a cushion, or a bench. If I'm on a chair, I move toward the front, allowing my spine to be self supported rather than relying on the back of the chair. The front of my pelvic bone gently descends. My legs remain uncrossed. My knees are hip distance apart and my feet are planted firmly on the floor. And if I'm on a cushion, I ensure that my buttocks are elevated so my knees rest lower than my hips. I cross my legs, allowing my knees to rest on the floor while my pelvis tilts slightly forward. If my knees don't quite touch the floor, I place a blanket or another cushion underneath them for support. If I'm on a bench, I make sure there is a blanket or mat underneath, so when I tuck my knees underneath the bench, they are cushioned and not resting directly on the hard floor. Now I adopt a posture that best supports my intention to be awake yet relaxed. I close my eyes or I soften my gaze and look downward toward the floor. My spine is straight but not rigid, and I take the next few moments to check in with my body, noticing any sensations that arise. If I sense any tightness or discomfort, I make a gentle adjustment as needed. I allow myself to settle into this posture. My head is supported by my neck, my shoulders release as much tension as possible, and I soften the muscles of my face. My arms rest comfortably by my sides, and my hands are supported on my thighs or in my lap. I embody a dignified posture, one that invites wakefulness and presence, while also cultivating an attitude of gentleness and curiosity. Sitting here, I bring awareness to my body sensations: warmth, coolness, tingling, vibration, ease, or tension. I notice the length and breadth of my body sitting here, becoming aware of the contact points where my body meets the chair, the cushion, the bench, or the floor itself. As I sit, simply pay attention and I become aware of the sensations of breathing. I notice where I best sense the breath in my body, perhaps at my nostrils, feeling the coolness of the in breath and the warmth of the out breath. Or maybe I feel it in my lungs, or maybe in my shoulders, or maybe in my throat. I take my time attending to the breath as it moves in and out, moment by moment. I continue to observe the natural rhythm of my breath, allowing it to flow without interference. There is no need to control or change anything. I'm just breathing and being present. At times, I may notice my attention drifting away from the breath. And this is natural. When I become aware that my mind has wandered, I acknowledge it and I gently and kindly return my focus to my breath. There is no judgment, only a recognition of this movement of attention. This moment of noticing is mindfulness itself, and with that awareness, I choose to return my attention to my anchor, the breath. I continue this practice with a sense of kindness and patience. If my attention shifts toward thoughts, perhaps worries, boredom, or restlessness. I simply notice this tendency. And with awareness, I allow these distractions to fade into the background, and I gently bring my focus back to my breath. In a moment, I will transition out of this exercise. If my eyes are closed, I gently allow them to open. If my gaze has been softened, I slowly widen it, taking in my surroundings with fresh awareness. I bring this mindfulness with me into the next moments of my day.